Hi, I'm Mike, the All Hallows Geek, and welcome to This Week in Eek, my weekly series where I put a little eek in your week by recapping some of the top stories in Halloween and horror news from the last week. Let's kick things off by pointing out that if you missed out on Evil Dead Rise while it was in theaters, or you simply want to watch it again, starting today you can catch the latest installment in the Evil Dead franchise on streaming service Max. If you're watching this on the day it's released, Evil Dead Rise is now available for streaming on Max. If you're looking to grab it on 4K or Blu-ray, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until next week. And in a rare instance of late-breaking news, late Thursday, Party City debuted its lineup of Halloween animatronics for 2023. Party City will debut 11 new animatronics this Halloween season, and while they aren't yet available for purchase, the party retailer gave us some still images of the animatronics, along with a brief description and price point, meaning you can at least start planning your Party City purchases for this year. First up is a 6-foot Leatherface animatronic. Now, this is actually the third Leatherface animatronic to be revealed for 2023. If you watched my Spirit Halloween unboxing video, you heard that Spirit Halloween is getting a Leatherface animatronic this year. And if you've seen any news out of Lowe's for 2023, you'll know that they too are getting a Leatherface. Now it appears that Party City will also be getting in on the fun, though I guess it's possible that the Party City and Lowe's animatronic are one and the same, although I guess we'll have to wait and see. The Party City Leatherface animatronic makes heavy breathing noises and chainsaw revving sounds. Once released, the animatronic will retail for $325. And Party City is getting in on the 12-foot animatronic game this year with a 12-foot Wendigo animatronic. This giant animatronic moves its head and hands and features glowing red eyes. This will be a Halloween City exclusive and will retail for $500. And another 12-footer, the towering Pumpkin Creep, moves his head and hands and makes spooky sounds. This new animatronic will retail for $500 once released. Next up is the drop-down Scarecrow, a 9-foot scarecrow perched upon his post that drops down to scare your guests. Once available, the drop-down Scarecrow will retail for $200. And the second Halloween City exclusive of the season is the Mega Wolf. This towering 9.5-foot tall wolf snaps its jaws while snarling and lunging at unsuspecting victims. Once released, the Mega Wolf will retail for $500. And if you're looking for a Frankenstein's monster-esque animatronic, look no further than Mad Monster Marlin. This 7.5-foot monster moves his hands and talks. Once available, he'll cost $280. And of course, what's a Halloween animatronic lineup without some clowns? This year, Party City will debut Neon Ice Cream Clown, a 6-foot tall clown with glowing eyes who just wants to give you some ice cream. This all-new animatronic features a maniacal laugh and he lunges at his victims. The new animatronic will retail for $200. For those looking for something a bit smaller and a bit cheaper, look no further than the Bloody Ghost Treater. Aside from Leatherface and the Wendigo, this is perhaps one of my favorites for 2023. This bloody little trick-or-treater rocks side to side and makes eerie sounds. Once released, he'll retail for just $100. And rounding out this year's lineup are unfortunately 3 animatronics that I feel like they've all been done before. First up is Rising Woman, a blood-soaked woman who floats up and down. The second is Possessed Pumpkin Patch, a 9-foot jack-o'-lantern creature that pops up while playing haunting noises. And finally, Lunging Black Angel of Death. Standing nearly 7 feet tall, this towering animatronic features glowing eyes and lunges and screams at unsuspecting victims. Once released, all of this year's animatronics will be made available for purchase online. However, they will need to be picked up in store. The 2023 animatronics lineup will debut this fall. Well, if you grew up a Disney kid like me, but you also happen to be a spooky kid, there are a handful of cartoons you still hold near and dear to you. For me, it's Donald Duck's Trick or Treat, Lonesome Ghosts, which stars Mickey, Donald, and Goofy as ghost hunters, the 1929 Mickey Mouse cartoon The Haunted House, and another 1929 short, The Skeleton Dance. And well, we got some exciting news this past week. The Skeleton Dance is one of 28 classic shorts being restored to celebrate Disney's 100th anniversary. The classic Silly Symphonies cartoon will debut on Disney Plus with 6 other classics on July 7th. Newly restored shorts will debut on select dates through October, with Chips Ahoy, a 1956 CinemaScope short starring Donald Duck and his chipmunk rivals Chip and Dale, concluding the series leading up to the Walt Disney Company's 100th anniversary on Monday, October 16th. In other Disney news, Hot Topic has debuted a new exclusive Funko Pop figure inspired by the Ghost Bride, Constance Hatchaway, from Disney's The Haunted Mansion. The new exclusive pop of the Spectral Bride is a glow-in-the-dark variant of the translucent Constance Hatchaway pop released in 2019, giving her a genuinely ghost-like appearance. Constance comes with an axe in hand, ready to take her wedding vows till death do us part, quite literally. The new Constance Hatchaway glow-in-the-dark pop figure is available now at HotTopic.com or your local Hot Topic store. If you want to grab yours, I'll include my affiliate link down in the description. And speaking of the Haunted Mansion, Midsummer Scream announced this week that producer Jonathan Eyrick, costume designer Jeffrey Kurland, and editor Philip Bartell from the upcoming Walt Disney Studios film Haunted Mansion will be on hand Sunday, July 30th for a special panel. The Boo Crew podcast will host Happy Haunts Materialize behind the scenes of Disney's Haunted Mansion, where the group of frightful filmmakers will discuss bringing Haunted Mansion to the big screen while sharing behind the scenes anecdotes and insight about the process of reimagining one of the world's most famous attractions into a brand new motion picture experience. Midsummer Scream returns to the Long Beach Convention Center from July 28th through the 30th. Single day and weekend passes to Midsummer Scream, along with the VIP Gold Bat Pass, are now on sale at midsummerscream.org. And while we're on the topic of Haunted Mansions, during this week's Nintendo Direct, Nintendo announced that Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which was originally released on the Nintendo 3DS, is currently in development for Nintendo Switch. Few other details were announced, however it was shared that the game will be visually enhanced for its Nintendo Switch release. If you're a fan of Killer Klowns from Outer Space, and you also happen to be a Funko Pop collector, this week will likely be an exciting one for you. This week, 3 new Funko Pop figures inspired by the cult classic film were unveiled. First, Spirit Halloween debuted a new exclusive limited edition Funko Pop movie moment that brings to life the iconic scene where Bibbo and Shorty pretend to deliver pizza before zapping an unsuspecting victim with their cotton candy gun. Standing just under 6.5 inches tall, the Bibbo with Shorty in Pizza Box Movie Moment Funko Pop figure is available now for $39.99 at SpiritHalloween.com and will be available in select Spirit Halloween stores later in the season. Joining Bibbo and Shorty are Fatso and Baby Clown, who are getting a standard release later this summer. The Fatso Funko Pop figure features the iconic Killer Clown holding a heart-shaped box, clown doll, and a blaster. Baby Clown, like in the film, is featured sprouting up from a bucket of popcorn. Larger than most standard pop figures, the Baby Clown Funko Pop figure measures approximately 5 3/4 inches tall. Both pop figures are available for pre-order now and are expected to drop this August. If you want to grab any of the 3 Killer Klowns pop figures, I'll share my affiliate links for each down in the description. And rounding out our pop news for this week is a rather unique set of pop figures. This week, pre-orders arrived for 2 new pop figures inspired by the 1962 psychological horror film, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Being released as part of Warner Brothers' 100th anniversary, figures of Joan Crawford's Blanche Hudson and Betty Davis's Baby Jane Hudson have gone up for pre-order and are expected to ship this July. Both figures are being released in color, however, Funko has announced that black and white chase variants of the figures will also be released, matching the film's original look. Both figures are just $11.99, and if you are looking to pre-order yours, you can find my affiliate links down in the description. Well, if Wolfman's got nards, then Gillman's got guts, thanks to Super7's new Creature from the Black Lagoon Super Cyborg figure. This all-new Creature from the Black Lagoon figure stands nearly 14 inches tall, and like the anatomical models you saw in school, you can pop off the monster's chest and expose the organs inside. Admittedly, this one's not cheap. If you want to get your hands on one, it's going to set you back $125. But if you're interested, you can pre-order yours at the link down in the description. The figure is expected to be released this October. And if you just so happen to have a more expensive taste in collectibles, I have 2 more you might want to check out. Pre-orders have arrived for 2 new statue designs from Iron Studios, inspired by the characters Eleven and Vecna from Stranger Things. Both Polystone statue designs are in 1/10 art scale and are available in regular and deluxe releases. The deluxe Eleven statue features Eleven in front of the upside down version of the Creel House stained glass door. The figure is inspired by Eleven's look during the final battle against Vecna in Stranger Things 4. It features a barefoot Eleven covered in blood and surrounded by the tentacles and tendrils of the hive mind as she uses her telekinetic powers against Vecna. The regular version of the statue is essentially the same thing, but without the door, and it features Eleven in the same pose over a rustic wooden floor, partially covered by the tendrils and tentacles from the upside down. The deluxe statue stands just over 11.5 inches tall, while the standard edition is just 7 inches tall. Both statues are scheduled to be released in June of 2024. You can pre-order the deluxe statue now for $199.99, or you can pre-order the regular version for $149.99. Both Vecna statues feature the Season 4 villain tapped into the hive mind of the Mind Flayer, levitating in his lair. However, there are subtle differences between each statue. The deluxe Vecna features the old grandfather clock from the Creel House, which Vecna uses to help curse his victims. The regular statue features Vecna above a crate featuring various glass jars and a candle. The deluxe statue stands 14.6 inches tall, and the regular statue stands nearly 13 inches tall. Like the 11 statues, both versions of Vecna are expected to ship in June of 2024. You can pre-order the deluxe statue now for $239.99, or you can pre-order the regular version for $179.99. For pre-order links, just head down to the description. And while we're on the topic of Stranger Things, over the weekend Netflix hosted its global fan event, Tudum. During the event, it was announced that Terminator's Linda Hamilton would be joining the cast of Stranger Things 5. The news was announced via a pre-recorded message from Hamilton that was introduced by the actress's Terminator co-star Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was on hand at the event, which was broadcast live in front of thousands of fans in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
I'm excited that I can announce that my old friend, a fantastic actress, a badass, is joining the Netflix family in one of my favorite shows, and I know that you love this show too.
Hamilton's casting is the first major announcement out of Stranger Things 5 since the series creators, the Duffer Brothers, unveiled The Crawl as the title of the first episode of the show's final season during last year's Stranger Things Day. No other details around Hamilton's role were announced. And finally, in other streaming news, this week Paramount Plus announced that its hit original young adult drama series School Spirits, starring Peyton List, has been picked up for a second season. The 8-episode premiere season debuted earlier this year and ranked as the top YA series on the service during its run. The series is centered around Maddie, played by List, a teen stuck in the afterlife investigating her own mysterious disappearance. Maddie goes on a crime-solving journey as she adjusts to high school purgatory, but the closer she gets to discovering the truth, the more secrets and lies she uncovers. Coming off a major cliffhanger, Season 2 will go into production in 2024 and premiere at a later date exclusively on Paramount+. That's it for this week. As always, if you enjoyed this week's video, give it a like, leave me a comment, or better yet, subscribe to make sure you always get your weekly dose of Geek. For more information on any of this week's top stories, you can always find the full coverage over on allhallowsgeek.com. Until next time, keep it creepy.